Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to be here with you guys again today. My name is Ibini Yobikoya, also known as IB Codes. I'm a software engineer and also a lover of God. On this channel, we discuss technology, faith, and lifestyle. So if that sounds interesting to you, please click the subscribe button, like the videos, share the videos, and also drop your comments. Special thanks to all my returning subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you for coming back. So in this video, I'll be sharing my internship experience. Yeah, I know a lot of people would be so excited for this. I'm also excited to share this experience with you guys. Why this particular topic? Why did I decide to share this experience? It has been on my mind, right? I believe the Holy Spirit has been putting it on my mind to just get it out there. A lot of people who are currently seeking internship or currently doing their internship would find this video and this information very helpful. It will be a light to their path. Then the second reason is I think it's going to be great to give you guys a sneak peek into my early days as a software engineer. In this video, I'm going to be answering a number of questions around my internship. Which company did I intern? Why did I pick the company? How long was the internship? What was the application process like? All of those information are going to be given out in this particular video. Let's get right into it. An internship is a professional learning experience that offers meaningful and practical work that is related to a student's field of study or career of interest. An internship is basically a program that allows you to learn the practical aspects of most of the things you learn in school. And by school, it could be formal education or boot camp. My internship lasted for 6 months. The company is located in Ibadan, Nigeria, and my stipend, well, as at that time, it was 10,000 naira per month. But actually, it was a lot of money then, to be fair. So not bad. I didn't pick the company per se. There's a saying that beggars are not choosers. I didn't really have so much of a choice because that was the only company that picked me out of all the companies I applied to at that time. And now that I think about it and I look back at my journey, I strongly believe that that was orchestrated by God. It wasn't a coincidence that I ended up in that company. The application process was pretty tough. I applied for about 2 to 3 months, if I can remember very well, and I applied to about 60 companies. Out of these 60 companies, I only got interviews with 2 companies. Crazy numbers, right? And out of the 2 companies that gave me an interview, I only got an offer from 1 company. So yeah, I didn't really have a choice. But it was an interesting process actually. I got some responses from these companies. Some sent assessment tests, which I did. Some sent codility tests, which I also did. About 80% of my applications were not even answered. Like, I didn't get any response whatsoever. The first company that reached out to me for an interview was actually the company I ended up going with. And the way it happened was I sent an email to the company's HR asking for an internship opportunity. Then I attached my resume and I got a response from the CTO of the company that I should send over something I had worked on at that time. So I just took a couple of screenshots and I sent those over. And after that, I got an interview, which I passed by the grace of God. And about a week or two, I got an internship offer. So basically, my source of information was just the internet. I did a lot of searches on Google, on LinkedIn, and also got some information from friends. I can remember vividly that when I started applying, I would just go online and search for tech companies in Ibadan, tech companies in Oyo State, tech companies in Lagos, and I would just apply to all the companies that pop up that seem nice. That was basically what I did then. I didn't know about any company, I didn't have any connections. That was basically how I got to even know these companies in the first place. The first few days or weeks of the internship were pretty funny for me. I was basically useless. The issue was the company made use of PHP, vanilla PHP actually, not even Laravel. And as at that time, I was just learning Node.js. I didn't have any experience with PHP whatsoever, so I couldn't help out with any work. I couldn't help out with any task. I remember then there were two other friends of mine that we got internship at the same company, and they had experience with PHP. So I felt useless. I felt totally useless, and that was a bad feeling. So I made it a point of duty to just get up and running with PHP, which took some time actually. But then eventually I was able to contribute to tasks little by little until I actually got the hang of PHP. So one of the challenges I encountered during my internship was the fact that I had to learn a new language. That was not completely new, but there was something at stake. There was a time, right? I had to work with time because I was already being useless already. I couldn't just study at my own pace. I had to learn as fast as possible. So that was a challenge for me. I did a lot of late nights studying, late nights working. Then the second challenge is the money. Right? The money was very small, but then it wasn't really a bad thing for me because as at that time my focus was more on the experience. I just wanted to learn more. I just wanted to be able to build something that people would use and not necessarily pay for it. Then number three was because I had to learn a new language, I didn't want to drop Node.js for PHP. And what I did then was I would always work on Node.js projects at night while I work on PHP projects during the day at my place of internship. It was not that easy, but I was so determined, I just didn't care. I had a lot of sleepless nights, but looking back now, I don't regret anything. So one of the things that I did that I was very proud of during my internship was just getting to earn everyone's trust. And that didn't come at a small price. I had to do a lot of work, a lot of extra work. There was this friend of mine who had his internship at Konga. And I mean, we all know Konga. Konga is a pretty big company compared to the company where I did my internship. I realized that there was a lot to learn from this guy. He was working in a very standard company. I was just working in a small company. So what I did was just have like a one-on-one with this guy once in a while, ask him questions about the standard practices, the processes, the softwares they use. I remember at my own company then, there was nothing like version control at my company. We were always using flash drives to move files from one place to another. It was pretty difficult to collaborate on projects. And as at that time, I already knew about GitHub. I came up with a proposal, shared it with my CTO. Oh, let's use GitHub. GitHub does this, GitHub does that. I even volunteered to just give a training to everyone at the company about GitHub. Just doing some of these things, bringing in ideas, not just learning, but also helping, really, really went a long way in helping me to earn trust. I learned a lot of things during the internship. One of the things that I'll never forget is working under pressure. You know, everyone puts that statement in their resume. Everyone says, oh, I can work under pressure, I can work under pressure. But trust me, like when you actually get to work under pressure, you would know. I learned how to work under pressure because like there was always something happening somewhere. Like there was no moment where, okay, let me just relax. Like something was always happening. You are always working on one project or something is crashing somewhere. Then another thing I got to learn was reading other people's code. So by the time I got to the company, there were a number of projects that needed maintenance, and the people that actually wrote the code had left the company. So that was my job, right? Alongside building other services, but I also needed to maintain some already written services. Then another thing that I learned is the ability to work on multiple projects at the same time. At this company, like I said, the company is a very small company, and there were very limited number of engineers, and there were so many projects to work on. Sometimes I had 2 to 3 projects running at the same time. While at that time, it might not really have been a good experience for me, but looking back now, doing that helped me to build some level of capacity to be able to work on multiple things at the same time. I'm able to work on multiple things. I'm able to just rush projects one way or the other and just get things done fast and correctly. I think the first thing I would say is, and as you must have already known from my story, is the application process would not always be easy. In fact, 90% of the time, application process is going to be tough, but you just have to be tougher, right? It helps you build capacity. It helps you build resilience. Just keep applying. You will get a lot of rejections. Getting rejections is not the end of the world. Just keep pushing. I can tell the story because I went through the process. So whatever you are going through during your application process, it's part of your story. You are just building a very interesting story. Don't get discouraged by rejection. Just keep pushing. Another thing I would like to mention in terms of lessons is, if you are applying for an internship, or if you're already doing your internship, but then it's not really at the company that you wanted. If you wanted a company like Paystack, you wanted a company like Flutterwave to do your internship, trust me, that might not have been the best for you, and that's why it did not happen, right? And do not be discouraged if you are doing your internship at a smaller company, because more often than not, you gain a lot more experience in smaller companies than in big companies. Mostly because big companies have a high level of bureaucracy. You have to go through multiple approvals to even get things done, unlike small companies. And being in a small company doesn't mean you can't make impact. In fact, you can make the most impact in small companies, especially when you have people that work in big companies. You can just get ideas from there, get ideas from your friends, implement it in your small company. That's how you make impact. Another thing I would like to say is, as an intern, don't just learn, also make impact. Don't just learn, also contribute. Your internship is not just for you to go and learn. You also need to make impact. You must have both growth mindset and also impact mindset. And to be fair, this is the secret to being retained at a company. If you are doing your internship right now and you want to get retained, the secret to being retained after internship is impact. You need to go the extra mile. You need to help out. You need to make contribution. That is the path to being impactful. So my final thoughts here is, God is the key and the foundation. If you are looking to start your internship, or maybe you've even started, always look to God for guidance. There's nothing as sweet and as interesting as being led by God. Don't make the mistake of relying on your ability. I've seen a lot of people make this mistake. You think because you can write 5 different languages and you can code 5 different frameworks, that is the reason why you can get a job. No, God is the force behind your face. You're only the face, right? God is the force. Build yourself, but also rely on God. God will make things easy for you. When God orders your step, trust me, you have nothing to worry about. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 and 6 says that, trust the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. The only way God is going to direct your path is when you give Him the space to do that. And how do you do that? You have to trust God. Don't trust in your own ability. For every time you make decisions by yourself, for every time you ignore God and do things by yourself, that is you telling God that, God, don't worry, I can take care of myself. Trust in God. Rely on God, and He will direct your path. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking around up till now. Please do not forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't. Like the video, share, and also drop your comment. If there are other information about my software engineering career that you would like me to share, please drop in the comment section and I would consider it. Thank you once again, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, keep believing, keep growing, and keep glowing. Peace.